buenos días, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos al Campo Lealtad del Parque La Loma en Tepic, Nayarit, México, para el partido número 29 de la segunda edición de la Copa Mundial Juvenil de Béisbol 5 de la Confederación Mundial de Béisbol y Softball, entre la selección de Puerto Rico y la selección de Japón. Representando al equipo visitante de Puerto Rico, los jugadores titulares son, con el número 3, Johan Gabriel Rodríguez. Titulares son, con el número 5, Shogo Hirano, con el número 4, Koko Tani, Manyeki de Kenia. Oficial de primera base, Ludovic Melier de Francia. Oficial de segunda base, Perla Alejandra Sarabia López de México. Oficial de tercera base, Nakima Sinaí Mesa Villavicencio de México. Y el oficial de mesa, Jesús Francisco Chávez Granados de México. Damas y caballeros, les pedimos que por favor se pongan de pie los que tienen la posibilidad. Si pueden, quítense el sombrero y guarden silencio para escuchar de la manera más respetuosa posible el himno del cuadro visitante Puerto Rico. De igual manera, escuchemos de la manera más respetuosa posible el himno del equipo local, Japón. Agradecemos su atención y ha llegado el momento de... Tercera para el equipo de Japón. Turno para el equipo visitante de Puerto Rico.
Nicolás, Brasil. Japón. Pasando la final del primer juego. Japón 3,
Turno del equipo visitante, Puerto Rico.
para allá, vuelve.
Muy buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos al Campo Lealtad del Parque La Loma en Tepic, Nayarit, México. Para el partido número 28 de la segunda edición de la Copa Mundial Juvenil de Baseball5 de la Confederación Mundial de Béisbol y Softball. El día de hoy presentaremos el partido entre Siria y Cuba. Representando al equipo visitante de Siria, los jugadores titulares son: en el número 10, Hamed Andros. En el número 9, Hamad Aserahat. En el número 11, Muhammad Ali Shayhan. En el número 1, Lames Al-Daban. Y en el número 12, Zainab Al-Fail. Y el resto de los jugadores: con el número 2, Ali Adrous. Con el número 6, Rehan Arman. Y con el número 7, Bisan Aldaan. El entrenador principal, Rim Andros. Y el líder de la delegación, Ángel Alatón. Y representando al equipo local de Cuba, los jugadores titulares son: con el número 24, Kevin Hidalgo. De este partido, oficial de home plate, Oscar Eduardo Valerio López de México. Oficial de primera base, Enrique Arón de León Maldonado de México. Oficial de segunda base, Tony Jones de los Estados Unidos de América. Oficial de tercera base, Pablo Alberto Muñoz García de México. Y la oficial de mesa, Talía Villavicencio de México. Damas y caballeros, por favor, pónganse de pie los que puedan hacerlo, quítense el sombrero y guarden silencio para el himno nacional del equipo visitante, Siria. De igual manera, les pedimos todo su respeto y atención para escuchar el himno nacional de Cuba. Agradecemos su atención y es momento de dar inicio.
A beautiful Thursday night in Tepic, Nayarit, Mexico, the host site of the second edition of the WBSC Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. Craig Durham, happy to be with you as we get into the knockout stage of this four-day event. And this is going to be an intriguing matchup between the undisputed world number one Cuba and a team of refugees representing Syria, a team that was coming to this World Cup just to learn to train with the best and to get some great coaching. And wouldn't you know it, this Azraq team not only able to get coached by some of the best in the world, to learn from some of the best in the world, because of a withdrawal, a last-minute withdrawal from China, they get to participate for real. They are in this tournament, and that's the roster that they have with them to take on Cuba tonight. And Syria not only has been competing, they have been playing pretty well. It will be a really tough test, though, against Cuba tonight. But we'll see how they fare against the very best the world has to offer in the young discipline of Baseball 5. So happy that you've decided to join us tonight, wherever you are in the world and however you've gotten here, whether it's through the WBSC social media channels, perhaps Facebook, perhaps it is the old-fashioned WBSC.org or the WBSC YouTube channel. We are thrilled that you've decided to join us. There's a look at the umpiring crew, the officials. The name you don't see there is Talia Villavicencio on the table, controlling the scoring. And with no further ado, we get underway. And a hard ball up the middle, but handled. And that's the thing with this Cuba team. They play an almost perfect version of Baseball 5, and that's not an exaggeration. Cuba's the best for a reason. They've never lost a game in any of the three previous Baseball 5 World Cups. There have been two open editions of the Baseball 5 World Cup, open to all age levels. And there's been one Youth Baseball 5 World Cup before this one. And again, Cuba has won all three tournaments, and they have never lost a single game, which is mighty impressive as they work a 1-2-3 inning. Despite, as you saw, a couple of balls really smacked by the Syria team. But you need to make all the plays defensively, too, if you are to take down the undisputed champs of the Baseball 5 world. And we are about to find out how Syria's defense is able to handle the really effective offensive game from Cuba. They can hit it hard, they can hit it in the right place, and they find a way to survey the defense, find where there's a lane, and get the ball through. It's really something special to watch, as you'll find out as this game rolls along. We've got the two-headed monster tonight, both fields playing host to this knockout round. There's a great matchup about to get underway between Lithuania and Spain over on field 2. We just saw a thriller between Kenya and Tunisia. Great Baseball 5 all day, all night. It got a little bit of a late start because of some rain, and look at that defensive play, the double play. And I thought we might get a throw over to third for a potential triple play. Yikes, it was an almost triple play. A hard tag in the ribs. There's the catch, there's the throw to first for 2. And then tagging and advancing to third there was Hidalgo. And look at that tag, that was pretty close. Can Syria keep Cuba off the board here in the first inning? No, they cannot. A timely 2-out hit. And Cuba has struck first. Second game of the day for this Cuban national team. They defeated Korea to close the group stage of the tournament. Drop at second. That's a tough one. Armando Diaz, the batter for Cuba, had a little more air under the ball than I think she expected, and probably more than she planned on. And this is what can sometimes happen with Cuba. They get going and it happens in a hurry and they can keep you on your heels. It's important as a defensive team to take your deep breaths, stay calm, and not let the momentum build for Cuba. The knockout stage is a new format of this tournament. So we had the group stage, the opening round, now the knockout stage where the teams that finished 1 and 4 play against each other in different groups, and the teams that finished 2 and 3 play against each other from different groups. So the 1-4 matchups, as you might expect, sometimes kind of one-sided. This is one of those. Cuba winning their group, Syria finishing in 4th place in their group. But an opportunity for a stunner. That's the other side of the 1 versus 4 matchup. You can pull off the upset. If we get a 1 versus 4 upset, I think that would be something really special this week. After the knockout stage of the tournament is concluded, there will be a separation of the teams into 2 groups. That's a great ball right there. It bounces once on the court, then hits off the top of the wall, goes out of play. You don't get an extra base when it goes out of play. But that is a really nice shot. And all this coming with 2 outs. Remember, it was still 0-0 with 2 outs. All of a sudden, 4-0 Cuba with 2 outs. And a foul ball to end the inning. Something didn't work out right there. It was not at all the plan for Amanda Diaz, but still 4 runs, a successful start for Cuba. And it's Syria's turn again. Just to finish that thought about how this knockout stage works, the team that wins this match will go into the semifinal bracket, and the team that loses this match will wind up in the placement round. And from that, we will determine a winner of this Youth Baseball 5 World Cup about 48 hours from now, which is kind of amazing to think that here we are on Thursday night, and by Saturday night at this time, we'll be in the World Championship final, more or less. And we hope you stay with us for all the action between now and then. Full slate of games tomorrow in both the semifinal round and the placement round. Syria's going to send up Zainab Al-Nfal to hit right here with 1 out and the base is empty. That was a really well-placed ball and safe at first. The youngster Al-Nfal, who didn't play last night against Mexico when Syria got the honor of taking on Mexico, the host nation, after the opening ceremony. She comes up with a knock right there. And now Ahmed Hadrouz makes it back-to-back 1-out hits for Syria. Notice the way these players for Syria have been really going down to that side angle. They get as low as anybody in the tournament, and it's working right now. 3 straight hits with 1 out. Good chance they'll score at least 1 in the inning. Mohammed Ali Shainhan, the hitter. The young man takes the ball from the home plate official and then sends it to the right side. That'll score a run. Syria is on the board. It's 4-1. Line drive. Oh, that was hard hit, but caught. Nice play at third base. Side retired, but Syria gets 1. Going to the bottom of the second, Cuba, the home team, ahead 4-1. Stick around after this one on field 1. It will be the host nation, Mexico. And we expect it'll be another big crowd when Mexico plays. It seems to always be. The soft leadoff hit. Mexico going to take on Korea in our second knockout game on field one. There's a catch. There's a throw across. Almost a double play, but the throw was high. Almost the one-hand grab. And now on the right side, see, that's a perfectly placed ball, and now it goes off the hands, and an extra base awarded to both the batter runner and the lead runner. Cuba's able to score on that one. You see how much that ball bounces on a throw like that. When it hits the hand, it has a tendency to just hop on over the fence. Cuba scored 4 in the first, all with 2 outs. They are not waiting around here in the second inning. Getting right back at it. It's funny, it's kind of a subdued atmosphere here. It was loud, it was crazy here about an hour ago. There were the first 2 knockout games going on, and they were both really close. It was Kenya and Tunisia on field 2, Japan and Puerto Rico here on field 1. And man, it was loud. Both DJs were bumping it. And both stands were absolutely jam-packed with fans. They're still full, and again, I think people will come back to fill it up for the Mexico game again. But that was as exciting a scene that I've been a part of at a Baseball5 World Cup since the inaugural Baseball5 World Cup at El Zocalo in Mexico City a couple of years ago. Cuba continues to just count one by one. 7-1 the score. Bases loaded, only 1 out. Good play for the out at first. Ariana Lao scores for Cuba. And now Elise Espinel will continue to show the world how it's done. Cuba, the authority on Baseball5. Throw goes to first, and there was that slight hesitation. And now coming home again, the hesitation allows another run to score. 10-1 Cuba in the bottom of the second. So I think with 2 outs there, the smarter play, just throw it as soon as you catch it over to first. I like the idea, thinking, okay, maybe it's an easier play to look at the runner here, but you give Cuba just an inch, they're going to go running with it. One thing you're going to hear once the Lithuania game gets started with Spain is the whistle and the vuvuzela that always accompanies a Lithuania Baseball5 game. They make a lot of noise. They make more noise than anybody. The fans, they travel a long way. They came in big numbers to Hong Kong last year for the second edition of the Open Baseball5 World Cup. And they've come again to Nayarit for this Youth Baseball5 World Cup. Safe, the call at first. That looked like an out. That was a close play. They might have missed that one. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh yeah, that should have been the out that ends the inning. You don't need to give Cuba any help. The Azraq refugee team is going to see if they can get the officials together to talk about that call. Not a good call at first, and I'm not trying to say anything against the officials who have done a great job. You see how fast this game plays, how quickly you need to make those decisions. Tony Jones, who represents the United States, though he has lived in Europe for decades. He lives in Finland. He's helped greatly grow the game of Baseball5 in Europe. He sometimes can get his officials talking. Safe, the call is going to be upheld. That's a tough break for Syria. They should have had the last out of the inning right there. But like any other part of baseball and softball, you don't always get the calls. There it is, clearly. The defensive player beat the runner to the base, but such is life. We play on, and Cuba adds another. They take advantage. They're going to add 2 more, as a matter of fact, and go up 13-1. You see the way that ball is bouncing around up the middle? If you can place it well, that's what happens. Pop up here. And an out that ends the inning. So even with the call, the tough call, Syria only gives up 2 additional runs, and Cuba leads 13-1 going into the 3rd inning. Oh, nice snag. That was a well-placed line drive. Not a lot of players in this tournament are going to make that one-handed catch down around the ankles. One of the players that will make that is Kevin Hidalgo. He's an important part of the Cuba operation. Usually the leadoff hitter. Usually plays that middle position with Rivera at short. That's the alignment now with Espinel at third, Lao at first, and Yandro Moracen at second base position. Syria goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 3rd. And now if Cuba can score 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, that will be the end of the 1st set. The 15 run ahead rule, if you're up by 15 or more after 3. Or even if as the home team you reach that 15-run lead in the 3rd, the game will come to a halt, the teams will reset, and we'll start the 2nd set. Hope you were with us for day 1 of this event yesterday. It was a spectacular day of Baseball 5. This refugee team, though, continues to be one of the stories, bringing hope and pride to the Baseball 5 World Cup. And it's a good lesson to everybody about the importance of showing up. As I said at the outset, the Syria refugee team, they came to continue to improve as they have been playing the game for years at the Azraq refugee camp. They came to get coached by some of the Cuban coaches here. They wanted to be around the players from the other nations, learn from them, meet them, and then wouldn't you know it, a last-minute issue preventing China from coming to participate in the tournament. The Azraq refugee team was asked, how would you like to participate in the tournament proper? They accepted, and here they are. And you can apply that lesson to whatever it is you're striving for in life. If you want a job, you don't know how to get the interview, maybe you show up and you talk to the right people and you find yourself in the right place at the right time. You're trying to meet somebody. You go, you show up. You never know what's going to happen. As the coach, Amjad Alatoum, said yesterday, this is his quote, "Today was a historic day for us and for the world of Baseball 5. We're deeply thankful for the opportunity provided to us at this tournament. and we will continue doing our best to learn and upskill ourselves. I like that word, upskill. Another way of saying improve. I think that's a word we could all work into our vocabularies. Because really, what are we doing here if we're not trying to upskill whatever it is we're spending our time and efforts doing? These are the kind of lessons beyond the scores that matter in an event like this, the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup, where lessons are learned, where good habits and good discipline are instilled in players of all ages. This is the story of the Azraq refugee team. Some of their players had even more to say about their experiences yesterday, day one. But they're up against it here because if Cuba scores one more run, that'll be the end of this first set. And Cuba scores to make it 16-1. And that ends the first set by virtue of the 15-run rule. So Cuba will celebrate half the job done. It's a best-of-3 set format. And we will pause, take a break, and come back with set number 2. How will Syria fare in their second opportunity against this Cuba national team, the best in the world? We'll find out in just a moment. for Cuba, 1 for Syria. That was the final score of the first set, but it's a best-of-3 series, so we start set 2 with the scoreboard reset 0-0. We'll see how Syria is able to fare this time. Had to be a great feeling just to score a run against world number 1 Cuba. They were shut out, the Syria team was last night in the first set against Mexico. And wouldn't you know it, they're off to a fast start here. Runners on first and second with nobody out. A chance for Lamis Aldaban. She's the batter. They get the out at first base. But that's an effective play. It works out like a bunt, and you know what? It was not an easy play. Moracen had to really fight that ball. It's a bouncy rubber ball, the Baseball 5 ball. And he had some trouble with that one. Give the young man credit for sticking with it. And up the middle it goes. Everybody's going to be safe. A run scores. Syria has a lead on Cuba, 1-0 in the top of the first, and they're not done yet. Runners on the corners. This is awesome. You hate to see a little slip there. Good job keeping herself upright. But wow. Can Syria keep it coming? Oh yeah. Another run scores. And the run down, the tag out. That's a tough break. Helping Cuba to get that second out. I think the intent there was to draw Cuba into a back and forth game of cat and mouse. But look at the ground ball up the middle. It could not be handled. Just getting a little piece of the base. And now ground ball to third. Syria is going to take a 3-0 lead. That was a really well-struck ball. Raise your hands if you expected to see Syria leading Cuba 3-0 in the knockout stage of this tournament. Out the call. That was a foul ball. So we will go to the bottom of the first. Cuba with some work to do. Down by 3. And folks, we want to let you know that if you've been watching on Facebook, you're going to have to reset your browser. Facebook streams will only run for 4 hours at a time, so we're going to continue to provide the coverage on Facebook. But in order to keep it fresh, you're going to just need one stream. That's going to continue running. If you've tuned into this specific stream for this game, that's going to keep running. But again, if you're on Facebook watching us live, just refresh the browser and you'll be fine. And you're going to want to refresh to stick around, see what happens next. Syria 3, Cuba 0 to start the second set of the knockout stage. Leadoff base hit for Carlos Rivera. And that'll bring up Yandro Moracen. Knocked down at third. First and second. I thought we'd get a quick answer from Cuba, but 3 runs is not going to be something they score easily. Base is loaded with none out. Oh, that's a good one. It bounces off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. And just like that, with nobody out, Cuba's already gotten a couple back. Meanwhile, over on field 2, Lithuania's gotten off to a great start. 10-1 over Spain. Very impressive from a Lithuania team that is trying to knock out Spain Winner of that game will be in the semifinal bracket starting tomorrow. This is a single elimination knockout stage. Three. Didn't take long, did it, for Cuba to get right back even. Back to the top of the lineup, it's Rivera. What a catch! And then the double play. Awesome job at first base. Besan Aldaban. Too good. Look at that grab. That was a hard hit ball. You can't really fault Adisa Spinell for running. She thought that one was going to get by. And now a ground ball, a really nice play. The underhand flip to first. And you know what? These two teams are tied after the first inning. I mean, those were great defensive plays. There is nothing you could have done better there. And you know what? That may have forced Cuba to make a substitution they weren't planning on making. Sergio Perez, the manager, is going to insert one of his top players, Kevin Hidalgo, back into the game. Hidalgo had not played in the first inning of the second set. But he comes back in. Cuba does not want to mess around. Good idea right there, but a catch at short. Throw to first. 2 outs. This is more of what we'd expect from Cuba. It's a hard toss. Ariana Lao had no trouble with it. And now Zainab Al-Foul. Bounces off Hidalgo. Really good throw from third. And 1, 2, 3 goes Syria in the second. So now it might be time for Cuba to get in front. We'll find out in just a moment. Talking a little bit more about the outside the lines part of Syria participating in this tournament, as we see one of the members of Cuba's delegation watching on. Some of the players for Syria, the team from the Azraq refugee camp, sharing their thoughts after yesterday's historic participation in the event. Their first matchup was against Tunisia, and they almost won the very first set. Tunisia won it 7-4 before taking the second set 13-3. But if you hear what the players had to say, that tells perhaps an even better story. Third baseman Lamis Aldaban said that the day was about more than numbers. This is a quote: "I'm very proud. My eyes are filled with tears of joy. I love my team," she said. And even in defeat, she was optimistic. She said, "I was very happy because I had hope every time, every ball hit, every play, every defense. I had hope and optimism." Aldaban became the first woman from the team to drive in a run. Very impressive feat. She plays first base right now. You see she's got some company on first base. Cuba with a base runner. There's a tag, a throw to first, looking for the double play. Didn't quite get it. But this Syria team is well coached. They're in the right place. They had Hadrous at home plate. There's the tag, the throw to first. Not in time for the double play. And at the top of your screen, you see Hadrous backpedaling so that Cuba can't score from third. Cuba has taken a 4-3 lead. And a flip to second, not in time. Another run comes down the third base line. It's 5-3 now. Not a great ball there from Isaac. 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Some more thoughts from Syria's coach Amjid Altoum after yesterday's performance. Said not only was it a great education on the court, but it was a great cultural experience off it, with the participating teams being so welcoming and so fun. And it was really cool to see all 12 teams on the field, or 14 teams I should say, on the field last night for the opening ceremony. They were sitting in a circle. They were sharing laughs. They were giving one another gifts from their respective countries. They had a wave going around. It was neat. It was a great opening ceremony. Hope you got to see that. Now Cuba, though, is going to build its lead to 4 in the second set. They took the first set 16-1. Up the middle, through the defense. Bases loaded for Cuba with 2 outs. This is a pivotal moment in this game. If Syria is going to stick around and really challenge Cuba, they've got to come up with something here. Missed opportunity to make a catch on that one. There's a nice play. The force out at third base ends the inning. Cuba, though, with 4. They'll take a lead of that many into the third inning. Meanwhile, Lithuania just beat Spain in the first set on field 2, 13-1. That Spanish team, tough to figure out. They've had an up and down tournament. Obviously, that tough first set defeat to Lithuania on the downside of things. Do stay tuned. Mexico and Korea coming about a half an hour after the conclusion of this one. Probably about an 8 o'clock start time if we had to guess. And that will conclude the knockout stage here on field 1. Everybody getting their shoelaces tied up. And a ground ball, leadoff base hit for Ahmed Hadrous. By the way, since we know you're a WBSC fan here with us at the Baseball 5 World Cup, you probably know, but in case you don't, the U18 Women's Softball World Cup is just about to get underway in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in the United States. That is a serious tournament, the U18 Softball World Cup. And this is the finals. It's been broken down into stages. You're not going to find that tournament on YouTube, but you will on Game Time, the WBSC's streaming platform. More details on WBSC.org. Highly recommend you tune into that. Nice sliding catch made by Hidalgo, and a double play with the throw to first. It's a triple play. They go around the diamond. You don't see those very often, and especially with a sliding grab. There's the first out, throw to first, double play, and the throw to second. It looks like Hadrous lost track of how many outs there were. A triple play to end the top of the third inning, a top of the third that started with some promise there for Syria, the leadoff base hit, but wow, that was awesome. And there's going to be a substitution here before we start the bottom of the third. Maybe we can see the triple play again. That is just a special, special feat. First one at this tournament. It may be the first in Baseball 5 history. We're going to try to consult the record books. That's one where we might need some AI assistance to like go through the history of Baseball 5. Has there ever been a triple play in a World Cup event? Unfortunately, I don't have that knowledge handy. But we'll do some digging. We'll consult the Baseball 5 historians that are here and see what we can come up with. It is not a common occurrence. We know that. Tip of the cap to Cuba. And now they're going to look to pour it on. You know, there is a chance. It would have to be a crazy inning, but if Cuba scores 11 in the bottom of the third, they would win by a 15-run rule again. And we have a stoppage here. Let's see what happened. Didn't look like he was feeling too good. That is Ahmad Al-Sehad. He looks okay, but I did see him walking a little awkwardly. And then he just dropped to the ground. He's clearly in some pain. We're going to keep the camera on him here on this replay. And that's how and when he went down. Maybe some lower body discomfort, working those knees. Doing the old jump and see if you're all right test. Amjid Altoum, his coach, having him back on his heels, jumping from his heels to see if he's okay. Kind of unusual right there, but good to see that young man stay in the game. That ball is short of the no-hit zone line, the 3-meter line that goes stripe to stripe, third base to first base line. The initial bounce has to be beyond that line, and it was not. Chance to make a catch on the line drive there for Aldaban, but she couldn't squeeze it. The Cuba players hit with such force. We're going to show the triple play again, though, if we do have time. Might not be right this second, but that's how the top of the third inning ended. For now, Cuba is going to try and build the offense, but they're having some trouble. Only up by 4 now with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Well, we'll hold the triple play replay for now, but that was special. Yandro Morasen, softly hit ground ball, scores a run. 8-3, Cuba's lead goes to 5. Now if you're Syria, you got to clamp down. Don't let Cuba get rolling. Time called here by the officials. You can hear the music as there are DJs on both fields. Here's the triple play. There's the catch with the feet coming out from underneath. The throw to first, the runner had taken off, and then the throw to second where the other runner had taken off and not tagged up. Very cool. You just don't see that very often, maybe one a year, you know, if you watch a lot of baseball or softball. Oh, great race to the second base bag. Syria came to play tonight. They are hanging around with world number 1 Cuba. 8-3 after 3. Let's go to the 4th. See what Syria can do. Remember, they led this game 3-0 after the top of the first inning. They don't want to let Cuba continue to score unanswered runs. See some of the fans starting to take their seats knowing that Mexico is playing next, the host nation, taking on Korea in what will be the finale on Field 1. By the way, we got a lot of people to thank, and if you've been watching, you probably haven't considered how many folks are behind the scenes making this all happen. The local organizers, in Tepic, the state of Nayarit, showing up for Baseball 5. So we want to thank everybody for their efforts. Certainly want to thank Mega Cable. We're just getting in the thick of this tournament. We're not saying our goodbyes, but sometimes we wait until the end to say our thank yous, but so many people to thank. Want to make sure we do it every day, because this tournament would not happen without hundreds and hundreds of hours of volunteer time and people putting in just an immense amount of work. You should have seen the operation here this morning. There was a ton of rain that came through Tepic last night and lingered through the morning hours. We were supposed to start play at 9 a.m. today. We didn't actually start play until just after 12 noon, midday. And the only reason we were able to start at 12 noon is because there were dozens of people on both fields using every piece of equipment imaginable to dry the courts. That was a really impressive job, and you would have never known how wet it was based on the way this day has gone. It's been smooth since we got started. That right there, a tough out for Aldaban with 2 on and 2 outs. She didn't clear the no-hit zone, and that does it for Syria in the top of the 4th. Cuba with a 5-run lead. If they score 5 times in the bottom of the 4th, the ball game will be over. Otherwise, we will go to the 5th. Well-placed ball for Adriana Lao. There was a laser show here last night during the opening ceremony that was on par with like a big-time concert. That was another part of this event as we get a line out to third and a double play from Syria. Outstanding defense continues from both sides. That was a sinking line drive caught by Aldaban. Can't help but smile after making that play, and the Mexico fans cheering for Syria. I don't think it's because they want Cuba to lose, but they're falling victim to that old-time sports occurrence where you just root for the underdog. Right? I mean, if you've ever watched sports and you see a team number 1 in the world against a lower seed, you're going to root for that underdog. Cuba, though, as if motivated by it, tries to take the extra base. They get tagged out at home plate. 1 run does score, but watch this. The Syria team wouldn't quit on the play even after it got away. Hidalgo comes down the line to score. Then comes the throw home, and there's the tag on Moracen to end the inning. So we're going the distance. We're going to the 5th in set number 2. Leading off, Baysan Aldaban. Her line drive is caught. And just 2 outs left to play with for this Azraq refugee team. And the crowd continues to swell. They feel the Mexico game drawing nearer. That was some good deception. Ali Hadrous. Sorry, that was Zainab Al-Fal who reaches for Syria. Two outs. And Syria is going to need to do something special to keep the game alive. The bounce. A softball, underhand, right side. Cuba wins the foot race, and with it, the game. They have knocked out Syria in the sense that Syria will now compete in the placement bracket. Cuba into the semifinal bracket. And it was straight set, 16-1, and then a much closer second set, 9-3. Congratulations to Cuba. Congratulations to Syria. They just got a chance to face world number 1, and they showed that they belong on the same field. We'll take a break of about a half an hour, and then it'll be showtime for the host nation, Mexico. They start the knockout stage. A date with Korea comes next. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with the finale.
Muy buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos al Campo Lealtad del Parque La Loma en Tepic, Nayarit, México. Para el partido número 26 de la segunda edición de la Copa Mundial Juvenil de Baseball5 de la Confederación Mundial de Béisbol y Softball entre las selecciones de Corea y México. Representando al equipo visitante de Corea, los jugadores son con el número 15, Jae local de México. Francia. El oficial de primera base, Brian Manyeki de Kenia. Oficial de segunda base, Jesús Francisco Chávez Granados de México. Oficial de tercera base, Perla Alejandra Sarabia López de México. Y la oficial de mesa, Náquima Sinaí Mesa Villavicencio. Damas y caballeros, por favor pónganse de pie si pueden, quítense el sombrero y guarden silencio para escuchar de la manera más respetuosa el himno de la escuadra visitante, el himno nacional de Corea. Agradecemos su atención y de igual manera escuchemos de la manera más respetuosa posible el himno de la escuadra local, el himno nacional de México. Agradecemos su atención y ha llegado el momento.
A beautiful night in Tepic, Nayarit, the host city of this WBSC Youth Baseball 5 World Cup, the second edition of the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup, and the second Baseball 5 World Cup to be held in Mexico since the first in 2022. Craig Durham, happy to have you with me for the host nation, Mexico taking on Korea in the knockout stage of this Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. The knockout stage is a new twist. It's part of a new format this year, which featured a larger field of 14 teams. This knockout stage will whittle it down to two groups, a semifinal group and a placement group. The winner of this game goes into that semifinal pool. Korea still looking for their first victory in the tournament. They've played pretty well, but they're 0-3. Mexico, on the other hand, 3-0 as you look at the lineups, or rather the rosters for both of the teams. We'll have their starting lineups once the game gets underway. Mexico being the higher seeded team in the knockout stage is going to be the home team. There's a look at our international officiating crew. Officials from France, Kenya, and Mexico represented. That's Ludovic Millier, who's going to be the home plate official tonight. Millier, one of the more animated officials at the tournament. You'll see him really get into his calls, and we're happy to get into this game with you tonight. From Tepic, So Jahui leading off for Korea. He'll start with a soft bunt type ball on the third base line, and a close play at first. He's safe, almost rounded the base and got himself called out that way. You see the good sportsmanship, the big smiles on both his face and Oliva Frias, who's playing first base for Mexico. That bounce short of the line, that 3-meter line that goes first to third base side. That's the no-hit zone. You got to clear that line. And that did not happen, so that's the first out. That's one of the ways you can get yourself out. Sometimes the defense does it for you. There it is again. That was short of the no-hit line, but it was also foul, and there's no foul balls in Baseball 5. Every play is an action play. You're either on base or you're out. And in that case right there, Korea not doing themselves any favors. 2 straight balls resulting in outs. So a chance here with 2 outs to make something happen, but a sure-handed play from short, much to the delight of the crowd here in Tepic at Parque La Loma. Nice play there. It's Axel Gonzalez at short. And on the receiving end of the throw was Manuel Armenta. Nice job by Mexico after allowing the leadoff hit to retire the side in order after that. Of course, they did get a little help from Korea, the 2 balls that were not put in play. And now we'll see if Mexico can get a lead. Look at the fans showing their support. They are always going to show their support vocally. It's a loud crowd. But you like it when they're showing out in the gear too. And now a risky play going to second, safe at second base. That'll get them going here at Parque La Loma. The La Loma district of Tepic. Really beautiful area. And just such great spirit from the fans that have come to see Baseball 5, in many cases, I'm sure, for the first time. Out the call at first, but scoring all the way from second is Gonzalez. We saw what a slick defensive player he was in the top half of the first inning. Now the speed on display and the instincts. Remember, he started at second, and he just never slowed down, rounding third, realized there was nobody covering home plate. Great heads-up base running. Mexico with a 1-0 lead. And it doesn't take long to figure out why they're 3-0, why they finished this group stage of the tournament undefeated. And you can see even the players who are not in the starting lineup for this one enjoying themselves on the sideline. Now it's Edsi Valenzuela. He's out. And that brings up Frias. Runner on first, 2 away. She's 5th in the order. Good topspin on the ball. A bounce over to first. I love that defensive play. And it results in the 3rd and final out of the first inning. We will play 5 innings, and that'll be the first set. And then we'll do it again. The winner of the first set will have a little light go on next to their name, and then we'll play a second set. If each team wins 1, then we play a tiebreaker. Otherwise, somebody wins 2 sets to none. It's as simple as that. 5 innings, 5 players on each team. It's Baseball 5 here in Mexico. And Korea, since their leadoff hit, unable to get anything going. That's 4 straight outs. We've now seen their entire lineup, and we go back to the top. So Jawi. Couple of bounces in the box. Hard hit off the wall. Good idea by Gonzalez just to put it in the pocket. No, now he'll go to second. Not sure what Sojawi saw right there. Oh no, he's gonna go back to first. Time had been called. That's a break for Korea. You see the time call. Gonzalez had time granted. You just almost never see that. Very unusual play. You might hear a national anthem being played over at Field 2. Turkey and France, the matchup on Field 2. And there's a hard hit ball. Deflected off one defender to another. And there's 2 outs. Mexico's looking sharp. Watch this. The initial touch didn't result in the out, but good instincts. And good reflexes to track it down. It's Park Seo-jong. She's safely aboard. 2 on for Korea. It's going to be Jung Song-yup. Taking his time. You don't often see a player take that much time before they get into it. A diving effort up the middle. That's going to lead to the tying run, scoring Korea. We said Mexico was looking sharp. Korea's looking like they came to play tonight too. And a 1-1 score with 2 outs in the top of the second inning of the opening set. What an effort on the dive from Armenta. That should do it, and it does. The force out at second. Side retired. We've got a game going here. Korea 1, Mexico 1, bottom of the second. You see the Korea national team huddling up in the infield. We try to keep the between innings to 30 seconds or less. It's part of the nature of the game. It is a fast-moving game. Don't be surprised if the entire game lasts less than an hour. And that's to play 2 sets. Gonzalez is on. You see he's kind of shaking his arms around. He didn't do exactly what he wanted with that ball, but Korea unable to make the play. Ochoa the batter now, and he put that in a tough spot right at the ankles. Now a throw to third, a tag. Safe. The call comes from home plate because the third base umpire was blocked. That's great work by the officials working together. One had an obstructed view, the other comes to her aid. Line smack up the middle. And 2 runs are going to score. Now the batter caught in a rundown, but gets back to first base safely. How about that? The big guy, Armenta, ducking down underneath the tag. You're going to want to watch this rundown. There's the run scoring. And here comes the rundown. Watch the reflexes. Yeah, he got under it. Good stuff. Great work by our Mega Kable team. Capturing that replay. The officials getting together to talk about it, but I don't think there's any reason to overturn that call. Oh, wow. Out at first base. Wonder what somebody saw. It might have been at the tail end of the play. Maybe he didn't keep his foot on the base. This is where you want the officials to be mic'd up so you can hear those conversations. But the end result, Mexico gets the 2 runs. There's now 1 out. You see the coaching staff. That's Tanya Gonzalez on the right, Jesus Sandoval on the left. Tania Gonzalez seemed to take the news a little bit better than Sandoval did. But they have to be pleased with their team ahead by 2. In this bottom half of the second inning, the knockout stage of the tournament, this is a big single elimination stage. We've already seen Cuba advance to the semifinal bracket. We've seen Lithuania advance to the semifinal bracket. Now ball on the third base side, the bounce to first. Brian Maniecki, the clear out call. 3-1 Mexico. Axel Gonzalez surveys the defense. It's an important thing to do as a batter. You look around. Oh, nice catch up the middle. Gonzalez, after surveying the scene, tried to drive it up the middle, but the quick hands there to make the catch for Bae Chung Roll. Whew, great job sticking with it. Already back underway, starting the third inning. The visitors from Korea trailing by 2. And they have that runner in scoring position with nobody out. Frias couldn't squeeze it. She's a veteran, by the way. She participated in the Baseball5 World Cup last year in Hong Kong, China. So she has some big time experience, and that is so important. She can take a leadership role with this team. The fans come to life as Korea has the tying run on second with nobody out. Now they have two runners on the same base. They get away with it. But Mexico ultimately gets the best of that situation as they get the out, and the run does not score. It's a good thing there weren't two runners standing on third base at the same time. That would have been an out. Korea gets lucky. And now trying to get even. They get one run in. Whoa! Big collision at third. And the base runner is called out. We're going to want to see that on replay. A very heavy collision coming in from behind. Etsi Valenzuela was run over. Korea's contending that she was interfering with the runner's ability to stay in the baseline and score. You be the judge. Watch third base, top of the screen. I don't think that contact was necessary. You can't really fault the third baseman for being on third base. As hard as Korea is going to try and argue this point, the out call will stand. An apology from the base runner. And we've got ourselves a contentious start to this game. You know how much it means. Like we said, single elimination. If you lose this game, you have no chance to finish as world champion. Mexico back at it, bottom three with a 3-2 lead and a leadoff base runner. Good recovery. They get the out at first. I think sometimes a big crowd brings out more intensity. It just seems like both teams are playing a little bit faster and a little bit harder. Not that anybody's been taking it easy at any point in the tournament, but boy, these teams are absolutely flying around out there. And they're running as hard as I've seen anybody run all day long. That was a pretty routine play at first, but then the smart throw home. That's Won Chae-min playing first base for Korea. Two outs, runner on third. Frias lines out. Korea pumped up. They're about to come to bat in the top of the fourth. This game flying by. Not what Frias was trying to do with that one. Wanted to get on top of it, put some topspin on the ball, and get it down. There's Etsi Valenzuela, who was on third base, got run into for the play that resulted in the last out of the top of the third. She'll get a chance here, throws to first. Frias holds on, keeps her foot on the base. That's a tough play. It's always a close play at first base. Oh, that's a great grab. And there's the split. So much to like on both sides there. Yikes, except if you're Frias, a little bit of a grimace going down into the split. Not everybody can do that. Another short ball. That's been a big part of the Korea game plan. Just tap it across that 3-meter line. Line drive, throw to second, out there. Not much that So Ja-hui could do. The reason it didn't start running faster there's a chance you get doubled up. But that's the alternative, be thrown out at second base. And now we are off to the home half of inning number 4. Mexico a 3-2 lead. And again, it's a 5-inning set. So if Mexico doesn't score here, Korea will need just 1 to tie in the 5th. But maybe Mexico adds a couple of insurance runs, pads that lead a little bit, and makes the comeback harder on Korea. This is a huge half inning. Leading off, Axel Gonzalez. Plays it off the wall and wins the sprint to first base. I just love looking around this venue and seeing every seat taken. Standing room only. And it extends beyond the tent. It's a permanent tent. This is always here. It's covered. This is typically a basketball court that's been converted into 2 Baseball 5 courts. And what a play, double play. Liner to third, hot across the diamond. Korea's pumped up. That one knocking Jung Song-yeop backwards. And he's feeling it. Now a ball hit to second and a 2-out base runner for Mexico. Valenzuela. Oh, a diving attempt, that time from Jung. Couldn't squeeze it, but no reason to panic if you're Korea. The lead runner's only on second. There's 2 outs. Ooh, that would have been special. And then trying to crawl over and catch it after the pop fly. Now Korea's going to take a timeout. Each team has one they can use to spend 30 seconds getting together. But it also gives the crowd time to get loud. I'm sure a lot of these folks seeing Baseball 5 played for the first time, they're seeing it played at a very high level. There really isn't a big difference between the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup and the Open Baseball 5 World Cup. And I think a good example of that is that there's players who have competed in both. Seems like Frias is always up in the big spots, doesn't it? She's one of those who has been at the highest level. A sinking line drive, the diving catch that Jung so badly wanted to make all night long. He gets it there. And we go to the 5th. Korea needs 1 to tie, 2 to take a lead. Of course, if we're tied at 3 or if Korea has a lead, we'll play the bottom of the 5th. But if Mexico can shut out Korea here in the top of the 5th, then we'll go on to set number 2. First ball to short. 1 out. Won Chae-min will be the batter now. Korea's first baseman. She looks around, goes into motion. Ground ball to third on 1 hop. 2 outs. Well, now Korea is going to have to find a way to score a run without a single out. So Jae-hui, the batter here. The 2-out ground ball. Gonzalez's throw, not in time, and that is the tying run on base. Now you want to send a ball bouncing around. You want that pinball effect. But that might not be enough. Out! The force play at second gets the job done. Mexico takes set 1 by a final score of 3-2. That was a thriller. Oh, nice one-handed grab by Gonzalez. Kid's got style, he's got swag, and Mexico has a 1-0 lead. They'll look to finish the job after this short break. A trip to the semifinals on the line. Mexico likes to play fast. They take less time between sets than any team in this tournament. And they just delighted the home crowd with a 3-2 victory in set number 1. That's why you see that little lighted yellow dot next to the Mexico side of our scorebug. No doubt Korea has some supporters as well. That's a member of the Azraq refugee team representing Syria. They just hung with world number 1 Cuba in an exciting knockout game. Cuba's advanced. Lithuania has advanced. Will Mexico be the next team to punch a ticket to the finals? It's been a frustrating go for Korea here. They have had chances to win games, splitting their first 2 sets yesterday against Spain. They dropped the first one 10-0. Won the second set 9-0. How about that? Go figure. And then they were on the wrong end of a 4-3 final score in set number 3. I mean, that's as close as you can come. You split the first 2 sets, and then you lose the third set by a single run. Just saw the first out of the first inning. Jang Ju into the lineup for Korea here in set number 2. And a throw to third, maybe overly aggressive base running. Gonzalez, he's fast. A rising star in the Baseball 5 world. Apologies, that's Ochoa playing short. Gonzalez is going to start this second set on the bench. That's how deep this Mexico team is. Ochoa takes over at short. We'll try and find the other changes as we look around. Actually, there are quite a few. Sometimes the game comes at you so fast you don't even have time to see who's on the field. But a nice bounce over to first. A new first baseman for Mexico. Taking over for Oliva Frias is Abril Martinez. Martinez playing first and making that catch. A scoreless top half of inning number 1. Mexico coming up with the new look lineup. Jesus Espinosa leading off. That's the scoreboard just beyond second base, the VIP section right next to the scoreboard. WBSC President Ricardo Fracari in attendance. And fans coming from all over Nayarit and beyond. President Fracari, though, deserves so much credit for building this game, bringing it to the point where it is now. he was inspired by the game Cuatro Esquinas. Became familiar with it in Cuba and wanted to make it a little bit more official and give baseball an urban equivalent of 3-on-3 basketball, for example, a smaller version of a long established game. The first ever Baseball 5 tournament took place in Cuba. It was not an international tournament, featured only Cuban teams. That was back in 2017 in Havana. But everybody felt so good about the way that went. The game began to grow from there. There was an official rule book written. There were videos produced showing how to teach the game, how to officiate the game, and that all led in 5 years' time to the first ever Baseball 5 World Cup held in Mexico City in 2022 at El Zocalo. That was a magical event. And now every year there's a Baseball 5 World Cup, be it at the youth level or the all-ages open competition. Mexico unable to score in their half of the first inning. Good job sticking with it by Juan at first. And so we'll go to the second. Park So-jong gets herself out, put that one foul. President Fakar, he loves it when it's a fast game. A lot of people do. But he always says that's one of the great joys for him in Baseball 5. He just says, look at how it happens. And it really is, it's amazing. When you get the word baseball in your mind, you think, okay, well, I'm going to stretch out, grab a snack, grab a drink. We were going to be here for a couple hours, but that's just not how it works with Baseball 5. As you're finding out, this high-level knockout round. And don't sleep on this Korea team. Like we said, they've come so close to winning already. Wouldn't it be something to go 0-3 in the group stage and then find your first win in the knockout round against the team that were the bronze medalists in the last Baseball 5 Youth World Cup? That nothing doing for Korea in the second. Meanwhile, over on field 2, France, they finished with the silver medals in second place at the last Youth World Cup. They're losing their first set of the knockout stage, losing 6-3 to Turkey. They're in the bottom of the fourth inning, so France, who went 2-1 in the opening round, has to be a little bit concerned with where they are right now. That ball looked like it was short. Looked like it was short of the no-hit line. That was not the call, but out at first base all the same. And that looked like a foul ball, and it was. It's ruled out. Espinoza kicking dirt, kicking imaginary dirt. Not pleased that he couldn't score, and I'm really surprised that Mexico, with so much on the line, has altered the lineup as significantly as they did. There's a line drive from Ochoa, and it is a 3-ball inning. That's an ideal outcome for a defensive team. 3 balls, 3 outs, and on we go to inning number 3. Won Che-min One hop to short, the bounce to first in time. Nice job by Martinez. Abril Martinez taking over for Frias at first. And a nice careful bounce from Yair Ochoa. Oh, that's a tricky one. Ochoa gets it on the short hop. Strong throw to first, 2 gone. You don't often see 3-ball innings back to back, but we could be headed in that direction. So Jae-wee, the batter for Korea, as you look around and see the sold-out Parque Loma crowd. And just imagine if Mexico winds up in the championship. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but this place is going to be filled beyond capacity. It'll be ready to burst. And so reaches, and it will not be back-to-back 3-ball innings. Martinez couldn't squeeze it. Now a ball hit to third and to first for the out. We've got a defensive struggle on our hands. 0-0, bottom of the third. Very rare to see no score this deep in the game. We're halfway through this game. Meanwhile, on the other field, France has come back. It's 6-6. Turkey and France, first set. High stakes over there. Line drive. And a leadoff base runner, Etsi Valenzuela, is aboard. You wonder if the Mexico coaching staff is going to think about getting Axel Gonzalez into the game. Perhaps Manuel Armenta as a pinch hitter if we stay close, but now a great position. Mexico has 2 runners on, nobody out. And they will go to the bench, but it's for Mia Franco. Franco has not hit yet. What a spot to come in. You need a bunt type hit here. And there's exactly what you're looking for. Advance the runners. There should be some big time congratulations from her teammates. Espinosa, an RBI opportunity, but before he takes his turn as a batter, Korea is going to take another timeout and strategize defensively. What do we do here? Because one of the most interesting parts of Baseball 5 is that there's no catcher. So in a situation like this, when you might want to make a play at home plate, you need to have a really rock-solid plan about who is going to cover the plate and receive the throw. And sometimes it depends on where the ball is put in play. I like those coaches' uniforms, by the way, for Mexico. I like those blue shirts. That's an aside. Here's the big play. Up the middle, driven off both walls. Here's the throw home. The tag and the out, so Mexico scores. They got aggressive as far as the base running was concerned. And so both teams, I think, are going to be okay with that outcome. I like the decision to send the runner. But credit Korea for making the play. And now Ochoa, the blast up the middle. Safe at first, nobody home, and that's how Mexico's going to score a second run in the bottom of the third. You felt like scoring 2 here was crucial for Mexico. Put Korea back on their heels. Now, Korea has 6 outs to play with. The bounce to first in time. And so we'll go to the 4th. 2-0. Mexico looking for a sweep. They won the first set by a run. Oh, wow, we've got a tie score over on field 2. France, we told you, was down 6-3. They came back, took a 7-6 lead. Now Turkey has tied it, and Mexico gets the out. Back here on field 1, trying to call 2 games simultaneously. Again, field 2, Turkey and France, 7-7 in the top of the 5th, and you can find coverage of that game on the WBSC YouTube channel. There's a dedicated stream to field 2, as well as a link specifically for that matchup. Now an out called as Won Chae-min left early. And Korea trying to avoid a 3-ball inning. Not gonna happen. The Mexican crowd loving it. And Mexico coming up in the bottom of the 4th, already leading 2-0. Same spot we were in set 1. Mexico had a lead going into the last of the 4th, trying to build on that lead. They couldn't do it. It was just a 1-run edge, but then the defense was strong. Korea could not come back. Nice ball right there. Abril Martinez finds the lane and did not miss her target. Here's Franco. That one got to the line. Nobody at second base for Korea. That's an opportunity missed. Ochoa, the batter, could not be working out better for Mexico here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Perhaps pulling away. It's Ochoa. Driven up the middle, bobbled, a run scores. And it's 3-0. Korea could be running out of time here. That drive hit Bae Chung-yeol right in the chest. Very hard hit. Line drive caught, and Mexico lucky to avoid the double play there. Park So-jong ran to third. There was a play to be made at second, but would have been risky. Could have potentially allowed that runner to tag and score. You can tag up in Baseball 5. We saw it last night. Martinez on the ground, right side, that's gonna work. Bring home another run, 4-0 now in the bottom of the 4th. The crowd starting to feel it. A win may be imminent here and a trip to the semifinal round. Oh yeah, it just keeps coming. This is the big inning that neither team has had through the first 9 innings. We got through all 5 of the first set without a big inning. That was a 3-2 final, 3-2 win for Mexico. But now, 3 runs on the board in the bottom of the 4th and counting, just 1 out. It feels like the bases have been loaded this entire bottom of the 4th. And another one up the middle to score a run, 6 it. You know, if Mexico gets to 10 here in the bottom of the fourth, that will be it. You feel like the way that this game is unfolded, you want to see Korea at least get that chance. Time called here for a shoe tie. And that gives us an opportunity to look at the final score from Field 2. Turkey beats France in the first set. Exciting play between first and second to end that game, to end that set rather. Boy, France, the reigning silver medalists, in danger of being knocked out into the placement round. Now a catch, an underhand flip, and a double play. That's what Korea needed, but they needed it earlier in the inning because Mexico adds 4 to the lead, 6-0. And the last chance for Korea here. The very tall leadoff man for Korea, So Jae-hui. Ground ball to short. One out. You can feel it coming. Mexico, this is a really good-looking team. They are potentially awaiting a date with Cuba in the finals. I feel like of the teams I've seen so far, and I've seen them all this week, Cuba, Mexico, and Chinese Taipei look like they're on another level. Japan, as always, is very good. They've won a lot of games. Japan was the first team actually to clinch a berth in the semifinal round. And there's the line drive that wins it for Mexico, 6-0 in the second set. And they are on to the semifinal round. That was a convincing victory. You do feel for Korea. They are a lot better than the 0-4 record that they have to go home with tonight. But boy, Mexico is on fire. And maybe tomorrow we'll find out if anybody's going to be in a position to slow them down. But this team is poised for a deep run at this WBSC Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in to our coverage here on Field 1 tonight. We'll be back with you all day tomorrow with both placement round and semifinal round games. Until then, Craig Durham saying so long from Tepic, Nayarit. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.